Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. My name is Raful Azam, and I'll be the Sergeant at Arm for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the meeting number 10. Before we get started, let's do a quick exercise so that we all feel energetic. So I'll just count 1, 2, 3. And at 3, just clap once, left side. And again, the same 1, 2, 3. At 3, just clap once. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, nice. So let me tell you all about Toastmaster. So Toastmaster International is non-profit educational organization which teaches public speaking skills and leadership skills through a network sub club which generally meets online or offline mode. It is founded in 1924, headquartered is in Englewood, Colorado, and it has more than 270,000 members across around 14,200 clubs in 148 countries. We Bright Hearts provide a supportive and cooperative environment where members are empowered to learn public speaking skills and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, I would like to mention some of the ground rules which we follow. Rule number 1, while coming on the stage, please make sure you are following the fist bump and handshake. Rule number 2, please be mindful while talking about sex, religion, and leadership. Rule number 3, I'll give 5 seconds. So just make sure your all the devices, electronic devices, are either in switch off mode or silent mode. Please don't do cross talking while speaker is speaking on the stage. Rule number 5, please make sure you are entering the room or exiting the room only during applause. And also make sure while coming on stage, please follow this path. And I'll be having mic. So collect the mic from me and keep the mic again back here. For refreshment purpose, water and tea is available there. Now it's time to introduce presiding officer of the day. She's just program manager in London Stock Exchange. She has won multiple awards in public speaking skills. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Arundhati Basu.
That was so nice. Thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Raful. Good evening, fellow Bright Hearts and guests. Very nice. I first must just start by saying a big thank you to everyone for making it today in spite of the classic Bangalore weather that only encourages you to take a good nap. But I must say that by coming here today, you have chosen the right way, which is the super. Looks like the energy in the room is very high. So on that note, I must just first tell for the benefit of everyone, Toastmasters International is a non-profit education organization with a motive to set up people to be better communicators and even better leaders every single day. Out of the so many clubs that are there across the globe, one such strong, bright, and emerging club is our very own Bright Hearts Toastmasters Club. So this is one club that started off new, but today I think we all agree that this is soon going to be one of the best clubs for us to be at. So thank you everyone for choosing Bright Hearts this evening. We have one person from HSR Toastmasters who I think is coming here for the first time. So it would be nice to say a quick hello to the club. On that note, Toastmaster Srinath, if I may request you to please come on stage.
This is the second time I'm coming to the club. Okay.
Oh, no, data error. Sorry.
obviously I know the energy will be high, and in spite of the weather, it's cool, but here it is hot. Yeah. Anyway, I'll end the note with right way is the right way.
Yay! Thank you, Srinath. I really like the analogy of how he said it's cool there and it's hot here. I think we've been wishing for it for some time. When the weather would be too hot outside, we'd hope it becomes cold, right? But what stood out for me is how everybody says the right way is the bright way. On that note, bright hearts, I will do a quick traditional MOM quiz. So for anybody who's read it, well done. Anybody who hasn't, please take out the MOM, keep it handy, and let's see who gets all the answers. Are we ready? Oh, only one person's ready who doesn't even have the MOM. Okay, while this comes up, maybe for the benefit of Srinath and anybody else, so the minutes of the meeting is something we write every single week very creatively by our secretary, Toastmaster Pranjal, so that we can all relive the amazing meetings, and for anybody who's missed it, gets to know what they have missed. So the first question is, this week's MOM, how many bright hearts did it feature in the snap of the week? Whoa! That's the right answer. Okay. This question. Okay. Anybody other than Pragati can answer this question. Which was the movie that Pragati referenced to in her table topic? Yes, Wasim. Yay! Wasim didn't even attend. Well done, Wasim. Okay. And the last one. How many times did we use the word of the day? 15 times. I only wish. Somebody? 10 times. That's right. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Right. So last week, we discussed a very interesting lights, camera, action and all about movies. This week, we are going to go beyond fear. Now, I have to share this example about fear with you, right? I was born, I think, talking from my mother's womb. That's how much a talkative child I am, right? I'd call strangers from my balcony and speak. And yet, the first time I stumbled upon a Toastmaster meeting, and the very looked out for person in the meeting, which is the topic master, said, "Would you like to take up a table topic?" And oh dear, there I was thinking, my God, do I need to go up on that stage? What if they give me dogs and cats as topic? I don't know either. What am I going to speak? And there was like an immense amount of public embarrassment that kept going on in my head, but still I went on stage. And the topic I got for my first ever table topic was, tell us about your favorite sports. And now, as an individual, irrespective of your level of sport enthusiasm, all of us will know something about some sports. If nothing, cricket, because we are Indians, right? So I felt the topic was awfully easy. I did not articulate my thoughts that well, but I still spoke something. And then, like it happens in any Toastmaster meeting, it was greeted by an overwhelming round of applause. And that's one day when I realized that sometimes the fear is all in our head. Only when we choose to go and face it, for all you know, the cards might just be some other way. And it was such a nice way to escape my fear. After that, every single time I felt, every time I come on this stage, I definitely might not be my best. But I still know that I can come on this stage and say something that will make some sense to someone, and that was enough. Today, we are going to listen to many such stories of fear and how to dance with those fears. On that note, I hereby declare meeting number 10 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters open. Wishing all of us an amazing meeting beyond fear and beyond rains as well today. Let me take this opportunity to welcome this man from God's own country, Kerala. I think he got the rain along with him maybe. But he's one such member who walked into this club one day with a bright smile and has been one of the brightest bright hearts ever since. Extremely proactive, so nice, and always reachable, approachable, and ready to take up whatever is thrown his way. One bright heart we are truly proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vishnu Pradeep.
Good evening to all of you. Good evening. Nice weather. So let me warm up with a question. How many of you have this one relative who will be available in all the family function, who will reach out to you with that set of questions, right? And that set of questions will definitely point to that worst moments in your life or worst condition you are going through. Agree? Yeah. Any questions which you can refer to? When are you getting married? Anybody else? How much salary do you get? Anybody else? Exactly. Loss. It's not about you losing so much weight. You look so tired. Even if we are spending so much of time in gym and losing our weight, they tell us, you look so tired. That's very bad, right? And what I have done is, I relate this particular relative to fear, who is persistent, mostly unwelcome, and has an uncanny habit of coming to all the worst possible moments. Agree? Bright hearts, Toastmasters, dear guests, good evening to all of you. Today, as we are going through the theme of Beyond the Fear, I'm sure you all are expecting some motivational stories to come up, right? No, that is not what we are going to do. That's a typical no from Arundhati. No. So, what I thought was like, beyond the fear. For me, I have gone through certain types of fear, and I name them as we go by, I'll tell those names. And after that fear, there is some emotion inside me. I am going to bring in front of you through some stories which I have been to or something which I have seen. Okay? With that, let me tell you the structure for today's meeting. In typical Toastmasters meeting, we'll have 3 parts, right? The first part will be the prepared speeches, where the speaker will be coming on the stage for delivering the speech for 5 to 6 minutes. Second is the table topic session, where the speaker will come on the stage and overcome the fear of communication on spot. Third is my favorite, which is evaluations, where we'll get all the constructive feedback from that evaluators, telling us how we can elevate our speech to the next level. With that, let me welcome the general evaluator for today. I messaged him yesterday to understand what was his fear. I'm not sure why he was not responding back to me till today evening, because if he was fear about me. And today coming back here, I was again checking with him, what is your fear? He told me, my fear is being around with so many girls. That is my fear. How do you overcome that? Exactly. So how did he overcome that? That's what my second question. He made sure that he continuously performed that particular thing, right? Being with girls, so that I overcome that fear. With that, let me welcome the general evaluator, the Toastmaster from our sister club, HSR Toastmasters, Toastmaster Rahul Niranjan.
Good evening, everyone. That was a very apt and not so real introduction for me, but he judged me really well. With that being said, I will be evaluating the entirety of this meeting today, but as a general evaluator, I cannot do everything by myself. So I have a tag team with me, starting with a timer of the day, Toastmaster, Priyansh,
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Today I'll be the timer of the day. Uh, Time is something which every speaker's fear. And with clock ticking, every speaker has some or the other thing which he has to challenge. So today, here in Toastmasters, we overcome that fear by providing them feedback and turning that fear into something which give them confidence. So today I'll be giving time for prepared speeches and for table topics and for evaluation. And I will also alert them by using red, yellow, and green card. Today we have two types of prepared speeches. One is icebreaker. For that, the allotted time is 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 5 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I'll show the red card. And for most of the other prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. For table topic session, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. For evaluation session, time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show the green card. And I'll come back with the report at the end of the meeting when called a best general evaluator. Thank you.
Up next, we have our counter of the day, Usha, Toastmaster Usha.
Good evening, Toastmasters, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Just like love, hatred, jealous, I think fear is also an emotion. So sometimes this fear overpowers us so much that it holds us back from doing something new or pushing our own limits. For most of us, if not for all, public speaking is one such fear. So every weekend, we just gather here, take our baby steps to overcome this fear. So today, as an R counter, I'll be making sure that all of you who come onto the stage, the speakers, I'll evaluate you guys based on the CRP of words that you use. Where C stands for the crutch words like R stands for the repeated words that you use on your speech. P stands for the unintentional long pauses that you take. And F stands for the filler words like, you know, actually, basically, things like that. I'll come back with my report at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. That's it. Thank you.
Up next, we have our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Wasim.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
Do you know one simple way of identifying if you are in fear? What? Heartbeat. Anything else? Right. So there are multiple things that we do when we are in fear, right? One such thing is we don't make eye contact. We never want to confront our fears. Back in my school days, whenever my grammar teacher looks for people to ask questions, I never look at her. Slowly, my head will go down and I will start admiring my ugly school bench like an aesthetic marvel, or focusing on some book which I don't know what it is. I will try to do whatever I can so that she never calls me. But she will eventually call me. this being continuously going on, to overcome this, I went and joined a tuition. So there, my teacher was Alex. Alex is exactly the opposite of my school grammar teacher. He is so much fun. He is so much friendly, and he gives me constructive feedback every now and then. That's when I started liking a bit of grammar in my journey. And today, I want to be like Alex to all of you. Like, as a grammarian, I will pay close attention to all your speeches, note down all the good usages, as well as some of the confident misusages that we do. And at the end of the meeting, I will submit the grammarian report. As a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day for today's meeting is courage. Courage is the ability to control your fear whenever you are in a difficult or a dangerous situation. Like, people should show great courage in what they believe in. Could be one of the examples. So whenever a speaker uses the word of the day, please show a thumbs up sign as a sign of acknowledgement. And I will also keep a count of how many times we use the word of the day. Until I come back for the end report, back to the general evaluator.
Finally, we have the artist of the day, sketcher Toastmaster Siddharth.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Today, you all get to be an art evaluator. So, I'd be producing some sketches, and using those sketches, you have to interpret who it is and what it is. So, be a good listener during the meeting, and at the end of the meeting, I'll produce those sketches for you to evaluate. Thank you.
With that, are you all ready to overcome your fear and be courageous? With that, I'll hand over the stage to someone who will guide us through his fear and our fear and help us all be more courageous. Toastmaster Vishnu. Thank you, General Evaluator Rahul. Now, let's move on. As I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, now we are going to talk about different types of fear. The first one is unknown. The unknown fear. How many of you in this room have experience on unknown fear? Fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown person, unknown situation, right? Can anyone of you guess what is that unknown fear I have? Wild guess? Huh? Exactly, maybe one of that. So I'll tell you, I think only I am having this fear in this world. That is when I am standing in that long queue in front of that security checkpoint in airport. Seriously, you should see my face. That is not this confident Vishnu standing in front of this public forum. I will tremble in front of that security officer. As soon as he takes that beep, 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 beep in front of me, I'll be like, that is the way I go there. And you should look at my palms, the way it sweats. Literally, if we take a water out of it, we can handle a scarcity problem in a city. That's how it sweats. Okay? Once I move out of that space, when the security officer tell me, okay, move on, that the moment of relief which I have, that is unexplainable. I'm sure nobody has this fear, right? I have that. That is my unknown fear. With that, let me welcome the first speech evaluator for today. She is the epitome of confident. Put your hands together to welcome the confident Brightheart Toastmaster Prabsimran Kaur.
Greetings, Toastmasters and guests. As Vishnu mentioned the fear of unknown, I believe when I step on the stage, the first thing comes to my mind is, what if I just stutter and I make a joke that no one laughs at? What if I laugh at my own joke and people do not laugh at it? So many things that come to my mind. So it's obvious that for a person to come on the stage and deliver any form of speech is very difficult. And today, my speaker, target speaker, is going to muster the courage to overcome this fear. The purpose of his speech is to introduce himself to the club and to understand how the basic structure of a speech works in Toastmasters.
Thank you, Prab. Now it's time to welcome the first speaker for today. The first speaker is a man. And we are going to welcome this person. Before that, let me give a quick introduction. I was asking him, what is your fear? He told me his fear is public speaking. But when I came inside this room, first, I saw him standing in front of the stage and practicing in a high volume. And I doubt, is that his fear? With that, let me welcome the optimistic bright heart Toastmaster Abhishek Mishra. Toastmaster Abhishek Mishra, unmasking fear, embracing courage. Unmasking fear, embracing courage, Toastmaster Abhishek Mishra.
Am I audible?
Okay.
Guys, raise your hand if you have ever been feared to do anything in your life. I too fear. I used to fear in speaking in front of the public. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Abhishek Mishra. I was born in a city which was once the capital of the Mauryan kingdom, known as Patliputra, modern-day Patna. Growing up, I was a very fun-loving and a shy kid. I was that kid who used to, when the guests used to come in my house, I used to go and lock myself in the room. I will only come when the guest has gone or to go greet them to get sweets and biscuits. I remember I was in my class 5 in school and Hindi poetry competition was organized. In this competition, one has to recite the Hindi poem on the stage. I too took part in this competition. I learned a Hindi poem by heart. I was all prepared. On the day, I went to my school seminar hall. When my name was called, I went to the stage. And on the stage, I got frozen. My mind went blank. My lip stuck. My leg was shivering. I can feel sweat in my palm. View from the stage and view what an audience see is very different. I was there for half a minute, but it felt like I was there for an hour. Finally, my teacher came and he took me off from the stage. This was the incident when I realized I had this fear of speaking in front of public. Moving on, when I was in my very first job and has completed 2 years, I used to work in a company which built product for doctors. I remember my boss came and told us, "Hey Abhishek, a doctor conference is going to organize in Gurgaon. Can you go and present a demo of our tools?" I was sure, let's give a try. I was excited and nervous. But this time I prepared a lot. On the day of conference, I was in a room which was filled with hundreds of people. When my turn came, I went to the podium, but this time I did not freeze because I was prepared. But my leg was shaking again. My heart was beating faster. I was seeing like people, eyes were gazing at me. I started my demo. I avoided any sort of eye contact with them. My words were coming like they were running faster than the Usain Bolt. I quickly wrap up my demo. At this incident, I mapped my fear and thought I will do something. After this incident, my boss recommending Toastmasters to me. I started exploring and visiting various Toastmasters club in Gurgaon. In fact, I even visited the HSR Toastmaster Club in Bangalore. But I kept on avoiding any of these clubs. I kept on avoiding joining any of these clubs due to my fear. One day, out of the blues, I saw a post on HSR Toastmaster Club Facebook page for a table topic session. This session was to be conducted by this gentleman known as Akshay Abraham. I joined the session online and I found the session very informative. I started following Akshay on his Instagram page. From Akshay Instagram, I got to know he is going to start a new Toastmaster club. I thought, oh, I will visit this club. Then I got to know on 29th September, they are going to have their day one meeting. I was all set to visit this meeting, but my fear kicked in and I avoided going to this meeting. Similarly, I avoided second, third, fourth, even fifth meeting. Ultimately, for the sixth meeting, Diwali fiesta, I carried myself to the venue. And that's how I attended the Brighthurst first Toastmaster meeting. After attending this meeting, I felt good. I was amazed by their energy and engagement. And I thought I will join this club. But as I went home, my energy was gone. And my fear kicked in and started giving me lame reason to not join this club. Here, I took a moment to reflect and realize I will not allow my fear to stop me. I will take a firm stand. And on 10th of October, I joined the Brighthurst Toastmaster Club to overcome my fear in the right way. Okay. So, Toastmasters and friends, I, Abhishek Mishra, can say that I had unmasked my fear and embraced courage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for that wonderful message you have given. Now everybody understood. You told me a lie. You had a fear of public speaking because you proved that here you didn't had any fear. But I want to tell you one more thing. I was also locked inside the room when I was a kid. It was not because of I was fearful about my guest. It was all because of my mother was fearful about me because of my naughtiness. She just wanted to keep me away from those people. With that, let's move on. Now that we have talked about unknown fear, right? I'm sure everybody in this room would have heard about fear of failure. Agree? How many of you in this room have got fear of success? Great. Fear of success. Fear of rising to an opportunity or fear of raising your hands to an opportunity which you are getting, right? because we are afraid about what are the challenges coming in front of us, right? Back in Kerala, I've got a best friend of mine. His name is Siraj. I call him Sirajika. Okay. He is a police officer. And he was having a departmental meeting. When he was going through that meeting, everyone was asked to raise their hands with the question, who is having a passport? Because people who are having passport will have a chance to go to Paris to attend an Interpol training. The room was filled with seasoned officers, but none of them dared to raise the hands because of thinking about that challenges and responsibilities which they are going to have when they are going for that training. But my ever bold friend, Siraj, raised his hand, despite he was not having a passport. But he didn't want to miss that opportunity. He wanted to attend that training. Moreover, he wanted to go to Paris. He raised his hand. What he did was, the next day, he rushed to passport office and took a Tatkal passport. And a week later, he boarded his flight to Paris. What about those people who were in the room who was having passport, right? They were having that fear of success. With that, let me now welcome the second evaluator for today. This evaluator is having a fear of losing loved ones. With that, let me welcome the charming Charvi of HSR Toastmasters, Toastmaster Charvi.
Good evening, Bright Hearts.
Good evening.
Today, my evaluation is for the speaker, Toastmaster Madhur. He is attempting his level 1, project 1, icebreaker speech. His speech will be 4 to 6 minutes. As a custom in Toastmasters, at the end of the icebreaker speech, we all get up and acknowledge the speaker for their first attempt at speaking on the stage. So please do that. And for Toastmaster Madhur, I wish you a very fearless moment on the stage today. Hope you do really well. Thank you.
Already Charvi disclosed the name of the speaker. So that surprise element from my side is gone. But I've got another thing from this person. I was asking Madhur, what is your fear? I was expecting an answer like, okay, I have got public speaking as fear. I've got this as fear, that as fear. But surprisingly, he sent me a message saying that my fear is having a bag full of chips and carrying that in front of people and people judging me if I will eat that completely. That was his fear. And then I asked him, okay, how do you overcome that fear? Now I carry 2 bags. One bag for me and one bag for me to share with other people so that I can avoid the judgment. What a nice thought, right? With that, welcoming the jovial, bright heart Toastmaster Madhur. Toastmaster Madhur, embracing the explorer within, Toastmaster Madhur.
Life's greatest adventure often begins with a single step, or in my case, a step taken without knowing whether it will lead to success or failure. But here's the thing. I took the step anyway, just for the thrill of exploring. Imagine you're in a wedding where you are presented with a long range of buffet and you sample each and every dish, even if it might get a stomachache later. That's me, Madhur Patle, a perspectual explorer of experiences. Fellow Bright Hearts and dear guest, I belong to the state of Maharashtra. My home city is also known as Orange City of India. Can anyone guess? Perfect. I spent my childhood in my hometown, jungling between classes, playing with friends, and computer labs. I did my schooling in my hometown. Growing up, I was very proud son of my father, a government employee. he always used to say, I am not just doing my work, I am serving the nation. I always admire his dedication toward his work. My mother, on the other hand, could give any five-star hotel chef a run out of their money. Her cooking skill is legendary. I remember one day I surprised her by baking the cookies, but I end up inventing new dish called charcoal biscuit. Me and my sister are the dynamic duo. I remember one day afternoon we decided to have an indoor playground zone. So we converted our living room into the obstacle course using chairs, pillows, and lots of imagination. Everything was going great until the grand finale. Jumping off a sofa broke the expensive lamp. On that day, we learned two things. Teamwork is important. And second, my mom doesn't need to go to the gym to give a tight slap. As I grew, so did my interest. Trekking became the new way to conquer new heights. Then inline skating caught my eyes. Balancing on a wheel seems like a great idea until you realize that gravity has a weak sense of humor. After a few trembles, I realized that ground is harsh, but it's an effective teacher. Dance and yoga taught me the rhythm and balance in life. It also let me realize that perfection is not something that can be downloaded from the internet. You have to practice it to get better at it. Then there comes the world where logic meets creativity, software development. My interest in computer took me to the IIIT Allahabad, where I did my graduation in computer science in 2023. And I moved to Bangalore. Currently, I work as software development engineer at Navi. Navi is a fintech startup led by very famous entrepreneur, Mr. Sachin Bansal. And working here feels like you're in a rocket ship, which is trying to find how to fly while already in the air. We are not just pushing the code, we are pushing the financial boundaries. Then there comes the world of meditation. Initially, I realized that sitting still and doing nothing will be easy. But I realized that it is even harder than convincing myself to go to the gym daily. But meditation has taught me the mindful exploration, finding the universe within. Speaking of a gym, I love the idea to go to the gym, but gym doesn't seem to love me back because I am not regular and serious in this relationship with gym. I am recently embarked into the world of public speaking. Joining Bright Hearts Toastmaster Club is like entering into the uncharted territory. But who knew that the scariest journey could lead me to the most fulfilled destination? I have started loving talking to new people, meeting new people, thanks to our club. I am so grateful to be a part of this club. So why do I keep exploring? Because every single small experiences, whether it's climbing a mountain, falling off a skate, or speaking in front of you, has taught me something invaluable. Embracing the explorer within is not about the grand adventures. It's about finding a joy, no matter how small or challenging. So here's to all the explorer, all the learners, and all the one who has courage to get out of their comfort zone. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. And remember, life rewards those who takes the first step without the guarantee of success, but with the joy of discovering new things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madhur, for giving that wonderful icebreaker speech. But my jealous point to you is that you are having a good relationship with software development. People who have heard about my Java story definitely would have a sympathy on me because I had already break up with Java multiple years back. So hats off to you for that. Now that we have talked about what was the fear which we were talking about before? Fear of success. Okay. Now let's talk about some natural fears. Unknown fear, fear of success, natural fears. What are those natural fears? Fear of wife. Okay. You are making me forget my script, man. Okay. Fear of wife. Anything else? Fear of girls. Fear of girls. Yeah. Insects. Okay, fine. Of course. Fear of? Boss. Fear of boss. Oh, that's natural. Okay, fine. Definitely. For me, this fear of? Fear of rain, of course. Fear of security. Fear of security. Fear of traffic. Okay. I think I have got a studious people inside this room because none of them talked about fear of copying in an exam. Is it because none of you have ever tried that, or is it because you are all studious and you have never done this? Practice a lot. You practice a lot, exactly. So for me, this is what happened. Just like Madhu, who wanted to become a computer engineer and who was not in a good relationship with Java, I was writing my computer engineering exam at my university, right? And after looking at that question, I understood that still that relationship with Java is not working really well. So what I did was like, I took that answer sheet from my friend, started copying. I didn't have any fear, no anxiety. I was just trying to be that best student in the class, just wanted to make sure that I'm getting the first rank, right? Everything was going fine. Still that shadow loomed over me. When I looked at, it was my professor standing here. The way she looked at me, it pierced through my soul. That was the fear which came naturally. The question she was about to ask, right? Or I was expecting this call from her, Vishnu. But that was not what happened. She asked me, Vishnu, do you need an extra paper to write? I was like, yes, ma'am. She gave me that paper and walked away, which helped me navigate through that answer sheet which my friend gave and complete that exam. And I passed that CPP. Okay? With that. So that is how I overcome my natural fears. With that, let me welcome the third evaluator for today, Toastmaster Srinath.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today, my target speaker, Gautam, is attempting his Level 1 Project 2, Writing a Speech with Purpose. The purpose of the speech is review or learn the basic structure of the speech and present a well-organized speech. With that, timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. With that, I say all the best to my target speaker. Thank you. Back to Tim.
Our third speaker for today, Gautam, had got a fear. And this fear is about darkness. I thought he was very much afraid to go inside a forest when it is dark. No, this darkness is when he is afraid to go inside his home itself when there is no lights there. How did he overcome that? I thought he'll switch on the light and go inside. No. Technologically advanced, he changed all his lights to Alexa Acomread. He bought an Alexa, and as soon as he entered his home, Alexa, switch on. Lights are on, fears are gone. Let's welcome the Toastmaster, Bright Heart, Gautam Sirusati. Toastmaster Gautam, right time, right place. Right time, right place. Toastmaster Gautam. You want a mic?
Hello, everyone. Let me start by asking you all a question. How many of you still remember the first fear in your school days when you are facing the crowd? I'm happy to see so many people have experience speaking in public from your school days. Let me say my story, how it went. Good afternoon, bright hearts, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests.
Good afternoon.
It was during my school days. Every day before start of our school, we used to have assembly, right? Everyone used to have the assemblies. And everyone from one class need to come on the stage, either say a quotation or read out the news. I used to make sure I bunk all the assemblies when my slot was there. And I used to make sure to turn off the gas stove when my mother is cooking. I used to make sure, I used to hide my sister's clothes so that I go to school late. And I stand outside the school. One day, noticed by my class teacher, she called me and said, Gautam, today you are reading out the news. It was only 5 minutes left. She given me newspaper. I need to read out. There is no other chance. I took the newspaper. I went on the stage. I opened the newspaper. I'm feeling so nervous. I was sweaty. And as soon as I looked at the crowd, my complete vision got blurred. I couldn't even see on the newspaper what is there. First thing, I read gold price has dropped down. Second, TV prices are decreased. Third, Sehwag scored 50 runs. Ideally, I was supposed to read the news headlines. Everyone in the crowd started laughing at me. I felt so shy. From that day, I felt so nervous speaking in public. It was 20 years back. Now let me take you 10 years ahead. It is during my college days. I was in my final year project. It was 3 people who need to present the entire project. We were prepared. My mentor and project guide said the project was very well executed. If you present it very well, you will be getting an S grade, which is the top grade. We were so confident. I was very high. And I said, I can go and do the introduction. Again, I went on the stage. I started introducing my friends. As soon as I saw the crowd, there are 50 to 60 people in the class. As soon as I saw them, again, the inner voice, run from this situation as early as possible. I introduced the names. I said about my project, performance of a single cylinder diesel engine using biodiesel. That is what I said. And I said, over to my friend, and he came on the stage. Everyone were again laughing at me because of the activity what I did there. It didn't went well. The grade was decreased, not only for me, also for my friends. I felt so guilty for that. So now let me take you to 2 months prior from this date, that is in July or September. My manager asked me, there is an event happening in Delhi, Noida, and there are around 40 to 50 customers coming to the event. My senior is on leave. He asked me to go and handle that event. I was very well prepared on the technicalities of the meeting. The meeting was supposed to start at 11 o'clock in the morning, and by the time I reached, it was 10 o'clock. I was prepared, all set. I waited for half an hour. Customers started jumping into the hall. I called my marketing team. Bro, where are you? He said, I will take 20 minutes more to come. It will be 11:20. Can you please start the meeting? I was not prepared For that, I prepared for my content, but not the opening of the entire meeting, because opening should be very proper. This time, what I noticed was I was not that nervous. Initially, I felt a bit nervous, but not that nervous. Only thing came into my mind, follow the framework of Bright Hearts Toastmasters meeting. I saw the time, it's 10:45 at the time. I said all the customers, we have 15 minutes more. Can you go out and have some coffee? I quickly take out my laptop. I added some questions in Slido. Meanwhile, after 5 minutes, I went out, did a firm handshake with all the customers over there, understood about them, who are they, why are they here, and what are they expecting from the meeting. After that, one person came to my mind. That is Rahul. Oh, the activities that he do during SAA. I divided everyone into two groups. I made an energizer activity, asking them to clap or say some words and so on. It helped me to interact with the customers. And then I started asking them a couple of questions about my company. And I started connecting with the customers by asking question and replying to the same question back, which helped me to connect with the customers. Also, people started smiling at me, which made me more interactive with the customer. So if you ask me what has changed 20 years, 10 years, before 6 months also I was having this nervousness. But what has changed? I can say from my bottom of my heart that the experience that I gained from the Bright Hearts meeting, not only just by participating, but also seeing all you people who are performing on the stage. Everyone, there is no barrier of age over here. Everyone are participating and everyone are performing very well. That's what helped me a lot. Not only that, I am very thankful to the feedback that I'm getting from HSR Toastmasters as well during all the meetings. That also helped me to improve myself. So I can strictly say, if I am able to do this, everyone here, all the guests will be definitely able to do this. And I strictly encourage everyone to be part of any Toastmasters, be it not Bright Hearts, but be part of any of the Toastmasters club anywhere. And I believe in a quotation that not late, better late than ever, right? And I can say that I'm exactly at the right place at the right time. And I will also add a quote at the last. My title is Right Time, Right Place at the Right Way. With this, I will end my speech and hand it over to Vishnu.
Thank you so much, Gautam. That was an inspiring story. Now, all types of fears are over. I got one more fear, but I wanted to tell that, but Arundhati is not allowing me to tell that. I can tell you while we are going for a tea. Now it's time for voting. Please take out your phones for voting for the best speaker. The voting link is
bit.ly/VHTM vote 1. Vote 1.
You didn't see it in nothing.
That's what we vote.
We can put it on screen, huh?
Slide.
Slide in. What happened? You want
bit.ly/BHTM vote 1.
vote is
30 seconds for
All right, thank you so much. Now it's time for that fearless moment of break. Let's break now and come back at 5:15 sharp. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now it's time for me to pass this mic back to the table topic master. Today, we have our bright heart Toastmaster Pragati Ganapati as the table topic master. Put your hands together to welcome the table topic master, bright heart, jovial bright heart, Toastmaster Pragati Ganapati.
Oh, I have to keep this also. Good evening, bright hearts. So I'm your convo master for today, very slightly different from table topics. So let me just explain. The purpose of the convo master is to facilitate table topics where guests, members will have the opportunity to practice their conversational skills. So imagine you're at a party and you just don't know how to break the ice with someone, right? You need to have some kind of conversation skills. So here is the time for you to practice something. I will call on two speakers. So that's a little bit for the guests, for just to know what the convo master is also. So you can also participate. I will call on two speakers and introduce a topic initially. And after 1.5 minutes, I will introduce a second topic, and both the speakers would need to incorporate in the same in their conversations. Speakers would be given 3 minutes to speak on the topic as a group. So timer, green card for 1.5 minutes, and for 2.5 minutes, the yellow card, and the red card for 3 minutes. So I will be starting the convo master topics, and I will randomly pick people. So, but if people are willing to volunteer, please do so. So who wants to join me first? Rahul, right? Rahul. I am not very familiar with the names. I'm still practicing. So yes, please come. Yeah. One topic for you. This is not the topic. Pick another one.
What here?
Pick another topic. What's more terrifying in DIY haircuts, the scissors or the result itself? So DIY is do it your own haircuts. You want it again? I encourage you to use the word of the day, courage. Yeah.
So is it like conversation, right?
Thanks.
what's your take on this? Is it the result basically makes you happy, or you are terrible of the scissor?
Yeah. So basically, I have never tried cutting my own hair. I am very confident about my skills on that. So even I never trimmed my own beard also. But I think if I do it, I'm sure that I'm afraid of the results more than the scissors, because okay, I'm telling you one secret here. I have three, what do you call it? In Hindi, they'll say sudi, right? Something here. So I will specifically tell my barber that those should not be visible. But if I do it myself, I'm sure that those three will be visible. So I have never tried
Sometime
it.
I have tried shedding my beards. In general, like, so I am little scared of the, the blades. If it's give the scratch marks, that takes a lot of time to go. Because recently I got the injury on my face. It took almost around, I think, so 7 or 8 months just to get that injury. So that's the thing. But the results are always I get the shape well. But that's the thing. Caesar is something which, make me scared most of the time.
Yeah.
So what you preferred? Is it like going to the maybe saloons?
Yeah, definitely salon.
Are you afraid of scary movie?
So-
If so, what one?
Basically, I love scary movies, but that was when I used to watch with my family. But now I am living alone. I never watched any scary movie till now, since 2 years. Because
I love to watch actually scary movie. So I usually go with my friends and I just say that I encourage them basically. They just don't worry, I'll be there. It's just a movie scene which is going on, right? Nothing will happen. You know the reality. It will not come out of the screen and hit you, right? So what's the what is something to getting scared? That's
I'll get nightmares. Okay, simple as that. Once I watch the horror movie, the same thing will be replayed in my mind, and definitely I can't sleep. The day I saw the horror movie, but if I watch as a group, we'll just make jokes on the ghost. We'll just have some funny conversation. It will not be like horror movie. It will be like comedy movie. But when I watch alone, it's totally different. It feels like I'm sitting beside a ghost only.
But the thing is, when you try to watch, by setting up your mind already that I'm just, watching it for the entertainment purpose, and that will make sure that you will not get any
Yeah,
nightmare.
true.
So yeah, that's all I think.
Thank you.
Anyone else who would like to volunteer? Whoa, we've got it. Let's have some guests. Jagdeep. What's the scariest text you've ever sent to someone?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't recall anything.
Imagine you are my boss and I just ping you on Slack. I am very hungry right now and I won't work for the full day. What would be your reaction as a boss?
I would probably order food for you.
That's the most generous and kind boss I have met. But still, I won't work. That's what, sir. I don't think I'm going to continue work even after you send me that yummy gulab jamuns and the biryani. After that, I'll take a nice nap. What would you be your reaction?
I will deduct the salary for that day.
That's heartbroken stuff. Salary is the most precious thing.
Like a bipolar boss. Like he helps you and
I can see the bipolar traits. But then maybe the next test would be, sir, to deduct my salary, I'm already living on half the salary. You're giving me food, but then I need my salary also, right?
then I'll sit down with you, probably talk like what's really bothering you. Like I'll become like a counselor instead of a boss.
That's it.
Does fear serve as a useful guide?
I think definitely after my salary going off, fear will definitely be my first guide to go to. And with this amazing counselor, I think we can talk it through. What will be? Sir, I'm very scared. As soon as you are deducting my salary, how am I going to feed my children?
You are too lazy to work, but you're like you should have thought before starting a family. Like
That's an excellent point, sir. But it was serendipity which happened, and it was the moment. Nobody can control it. And today I have 2 children. And I'm fearful that as you are deducting my salary, my motivation to work and my hunger is on going on a bigger strike. You understand that, sir?
Yeah, I totally understand.
You won't get any work for the client. And you will be the one answerable to your bosses.
Your story is very heart touching. You'll probably deserve a bonus.
Oh, thank you very much. And with that, I think the bonus is very deserving. And I will start working with less fear and more hunger.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
We just have to make conversation, right?
Yeah, it's only simple
Okay.
Do you think society lives in fear?
Yeah.
And the conversation master already gave the hint that we are in a party and we are going to break the ice first, then go with this question talking about does the society live in fear? Hey bro, nice t-shirt. Where did you get?
I bought this at a yard sale.
Oh, wow. Next time I also want to join to buy one.
Yeah, sure. Probably you might be very fearful it might tear. So yeah.
Okay. I assume something on the back. That's why you add jerkin.
No.
Are you afraid of me or the society?
Currently, I'm afraid of my boss firing me
Oh,
because I keep screwing up every now and then. So yeah, that's my only fear. What's your fear?
yeah, I have a lot of fears. But firstly, I would like to understand more as a well-wisher of yours. Does your boss belongs to the society? That's where you fear of it?
Yeah, he's I mean, a part of this manager society, I guess. I don't know.
Manager society, yes. I do agree it and I vote for that society that it should no longer exist. Yes, yes, yes. So I fear mostly about a lot of society in terms of judgmental. How do they judge me when when they see me in this appearance? So that's where I always afraid of, and I feel like society we live in probably it is having not so much mindset of higher thinking. Yes.
When it comes to dancing, is it really fear or just that rhythm that is holding us?
I mean, I think men and dancing don't go hand in hand. We're not really that groovy. Sorry, what was the question?
If I ask you to dance over here, what will it stop you?
I mean, with all my courage, I've taken the mic. I don't think so I'll be able to dance more.
Yeah, same courage you apply, and you think of your favorite song. Let's see how it comes on stage. I'll give you a simple music you can do with your childhood song. Twinkle, twinkle.
I think
twinkle. Even audience also will join. You can just make it a move for a benefit of our conversation master. Okay, all ready, guys?
Yes.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you
That's
up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky.
That's
So
the
do you
max
think now rhythm stopped you or the steps?
My bad steps obviously stopped me. So yeah.
Okay, that's it from our side to conversation master.
Thank you, everybody. We also had a dance performance on stage as well. Wow, what a sight. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Good evening, everyone. We will start with our evaluation, starting with our first evaluator, Bright Heart Toastmaster from Simran.
Am I audible just the way without the mic?
Yes.
Okay. Greetings, Toastmasters and guests, and a special greeting to my target speaker, who not only mustered the courage to step on the stage and share his personal story, but went above and beyond. It is the first time I have actually seen someone use the theme of the day in their icebreaker. He very cleverly used this very theme to divide his speech into three parts. The first part where he actually uncovered that, okay, I have this fear to step on the stage, to the part where he was trying to overcome it and finally finding the right place and stepping on it to start his journey. So kudos on that. The second thing that I loved about your speech was, if ladies and gentlemen, you have noticed, he had this sprinkle of humor all around, from very start to the very end, with clever phrases such as, I was speaking faster than Usain Bolt could run, or relatable content such as, I stepped out of my room to touch their feet so that I can get sweets. Something we can definitely relate to. So great job on that. All of these things and humor made your speech more delightful and added that little charm that we require. And thirdly, I am really impressed by your gestures and enactment skills. You not only enacted the conversation with the uncle and, with your boss, yeah? Also, you made sure that when you were describing your fear, you were frozen on the stage. Everything slipped out of your mind. Your hands were sweating. Everyone here sitting can actually relate to that because we have some point of life faced that. But your enactment actually helped us visualize it and recall the moments we had that. So overall, great speech. You had great humor. You had a very unique idea of the theme and great enactment. But as they say, every good speech always has a little room for improvement. And I feel that one feedback could have enhanced this speech even better. And that specific feedback would be that we got to know how you uncovered your fear and overcame it. But since this is an icebreaker and we want to know more about who Abhishek is, we know how Abhishek uncovered his fears and overcame them, but what does he like? What does he dislike? Which school did he go to? Or any such information that would have made it a little more personal and more apt to what your agenda was. But overall, great job on your speech. And for an icebreaker, you did a really great job. Congratulations.
Next, we have our evaluator, Toastmaster Chavi.
Good evening, Bright Hearts. I'm back with my evaluation for my speaker, Toastmaster Madhur today. So today, Toastmaster Madhur gave his icebreaker speech, walking us through his life's beautiful journey, telling us about his childhood, his current profession, and his journey at Bright Hearts. Firstly, Madhur, congratulations on taking your first step on this exciting adventure at the Toastmasters, and that also brings me to the first highlight of your speech. The first highlight of the speech was to connect the very one line that you used to introduce and open your speech, which was taking the first step is life's biggest adventure, and going full circle through that at the end of your speech by saying that taking life's first step is also the most rewarding thing that you can do for yourself. Which also brings me to another highlight of your speech, which was the structure. I really like the way you structured your speech. Right from the beginning, the opening line, the way in which you structured your life's journey, telling us about where you were born, what your parents did, what you were identified as when you were in your childhood days, and also going through your professional journey and coming to Bright Hearts, and then going full circle with the end conclusion, bringing it and connecting it back to your introduction. So I really liked the way you had your entire structure of the speech going for you. The second highlight that I have for you is the way in which you had sprinkles of humor and also very witty one-liners throughout your speech. I want to commend you on that. And let's understand through the examples. You had one of those lines when you said, "My mother gave me a tight slap after breaking the sofa." Or "Perfection cannot be downloaded from internet." Or "Rocket ship already in the air trying to fly," and not just pushing the code, but pushing financial boundaries there. Right? So great use of witty one-liners throughout your speech. It had your speech it made your speech very engaging for us to hear about. Coming to the areas of improvement for you, I felt that as you were talking about the different incidents of your life and you were transitioning through them, I felt a little more effective usage of pauses could have really enhanced your speech. For example, when you were trying to do this one punch, saying, like you go to a marriage and eat all the food, even if your stomach goes bad. But if you could have just waited for a pause to get a punch out, for example, trying all the food items, but until your stomach gets bad, right? Or when you were going through different incidents of your life, the transitions could have been done with a pause. For example, as a child, I was just juggling glasses. Come to the profession of my father, he was, and then coming to the profession of your mother, all of those, when you were transitioning through different topics, if you add pause between those topics, it could have enhanced your speech. So overall, I feel I would like to commend you on the structure of your speech, your power-packed one-liners, and with some effective usage of pauses, I think you can become a very fearful speaker for all of us and someone to really watch out for. Thank you so much.
Lastly, we have our first-time evaluator, Toastmaster Srinath. It turned off. I think it turned off.
It's turned off?
Green light is.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening to my target speaker, Gautam. Gautam, I believe I'm in a right time at the right place to witness your speech. So you started your speech with a hook. Do you still remember your first fear? That was the first hook you have used, and you took us through the journey of your fears, and with a sprinkled humor in your speech that in the school days, turning off your gas to go to the school late and miss reading the quotation and the news, and we are able to visualize your fears when you're saying feeling nervous. The vision is blur when you are in a fear, and in your project execution, you are able to say that run away, Gautam, run away from the situation without giving the project presentation, and I appreciate you for that, and you have explained how Toastmasters, Bright at Toastmasters has experience that has helped you while you are giving a presentation, and then you spoke about the fun activities that SA was doing, and and you have mentioned that you got to know about the audience and their expectations, which was the presence of mind. I was able to visualize that, and you added a hook that what has changed, and you mentioned that the constructive feedback from the Toastmasters and then experience from the Bright Hearts, and the ending that you have mentioned that right place, right time, and then the bright way. And then coming to the improvements, body language, and then the stage uses. When you are saying that feeling nervous and then my vision is blurred, you could have said that I'm feeling nervous, my vision is blurred. You could have done that. And then when your inner voice is saying that, you could have used the stage like my nervous, run away, Gautam, from the situation. And then while you are explaining about the 3 incidents, one is about your college, and then the school, and in Noida, you could have used the stage like one is for the college, one is for the school, and one is for the presentation. By using the stage, you could have improved your speech to the next level. And then the takeaway, although your speech was very structured, and then it is good, but you picked up 3 incidents, and then the ending, I was not able to find the purpose and then the takeaway from your speech. You can work on that. And then coming to the last improvement, I would suggest the ending. You ended your speech with the quotation, first quotation, better late than ever. And then again you mentioned that let me end the speech with another quotation. And then my speech title is right way, right time, right way. I could have enhanced it like instead of saying the second quotation, ending my speech, you could have enhanced your ending like it could be like choose your courage over comfort by believing in yourself. By incorporating these improvements in the upcoming speeches, it would help you to take your speech to the next level. Back to yeah.
My God. How much time? Oh, we have the tag report up next. We have a first timer of the day, Toastmaster Priyansh.
I'm back with my report. So today, none of them are disqualified. I'll read out the timings. SA Rahul Rauful took 2 minutes 41 seconds. Arundhati took 7 minutes 19 seconds. Vishnu took 18 minutes. Rahul, as of now, has taken 6 minutes. And Abhishek took 6 minutes 22 seconds. Madhur took 5 minutes 38 seconds. Gautam took 7 minutes 29 seconds. Prabsimran took 2 minutes 47 seconds. Charvi took 3 minutes 16 seconds. Srinath took 3 minutes 15 seconds. And table topic master Pragati took 6 minutes. And table topic speaker 1, Rauful and Sampreet took 3 minutes 9 seconds. Neville and Jagdeep took 3 minutes 19 seconds. Mani and Anmol took 3 minutes.
We have the R counter of the day, Toastmaster Usha.
So the fear of this public speaking is the reason why we use the CRP of words. So I'm here with my report. I'm just keeping a track and have it here with me just to give you the count. It's important to give you the feedback of people who have used how many times the CRP of words, because you know what gets measured gets managed well. That's the only reason I'm giving you the count. Arundhati, you were flawless. No CRP of words. Charvi and Prab, good. Just one repeated words, both of you, which can be ignored. Raful had some and ums. Vishnu had just one and one repeated word, da. Abhishek, couple of and ums and few repeated words. Madhur, just one inappropriate pause. Otherwise, everything good there. Gautam, just one and one repeated word. Pragati, good. No CRP of words found. Raful, yeah, I just told. Sampreet, some crutch sounds there like and and then what you call something like that. And Jagdeep, few crutch sounds like and like and some inappropriate pauses. Anmol, you two had some and ums. That's it for my report. Thank you.
Now we have the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Wasim.
Good evening, everyone, again.
Good evening.
First of all, congrats to each and everyone who came on stage. It's really inspiring how you developed the courage and stepped beyond your fears to come and perform over here. Having said that, I realized how grammar can make me extremely tense even now, not just in school. Probably just because of the number of tenses it has. Every time it makes me, think about which is the right way to go. But I have managed to note down some of the really good usages and then some places where you can improve. So the subsequent speeches are improved. So some of the good usages are dance with your fears, mentioned by Arundhati. And then Prab Simran mentioned muster the courage, which was a really good usage. And then Abhishek had one good quote on running faster than the Usain Bolt, which made us visualize the things. And then Vishnu, as usual, along with his humor, he has this rhyming words, lights are on, fears are gone. So all these were some of the real good usages that I saw. Some of the usages that could have been better is, there was this sentence used, if you ever been to fear anything in life. That could have been, if you have ever feared anything in life. And then someone mentioned out of the blues. It could have been like, it's a classic one where it could be out of the blue. The other one is, you sample each and every dish. It could have been, you taste each and every dish. And then there was one where it didn't went well. It could have been, it didn't go well. Going to the next set of things. I felt so shy. I think for that respective context, I felt so embarrassed, made more sense. And then there was this, I was in my class 5 in school. It could have been, I was in class 5 at school. So these were few places where we could have improved. And overall, the word of the day was used 5 times. People who use them are Madhur used once, Rahul used twice, Mani used once, and then guest Anmol used once. it's great that 5 of you use the words, and that's my report. Thanks. Back to the general.
Finally, we have the sketcher of the day, Toastmaster Siddharth.
All right, everyone. I'm back with my sketches, and sometimes it's very difficult to interpret the art. Even if you are a good listener, you might miss out on this. So I'll be giving you hint. And if you know the answer, raise your hand. Okay. So this is the first one. Okay. So if you can answer who raised the answer, Money. This is Gautam. All right. All right. Next one is this. Okay. Arundhati? No. No. This is somebody who is very hungry and the evil boss.
Oh.
All right. The boss is counting his money. All right. The next one. Yeah, that's correct. Very afraid of girls.
Oh, acha, okay.
Right. I think this is very easy.
I can't see.
Orange color. I cannot see.
No.
Oh.
No. I use orange because no.
Is it water? Sprinkling something?
No, that's water flowing out of hands. Yeah, that's Vishnu. Sweaty hands.
Oh, scarce wala. Okay.
All right. Sorry. The next one is this.
Oh, stock market.
Raise your hand. That's correct. The boss lady in the London Stock Exchange.
When did you see stock market?
All right. This is the last one I have.
Oh.
Yeah, that's correct. All right. That's all I had. Back to the general evaluation.
Now, how much time do I have? 6 minutes. Oh, nice. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Let me start off with the most courageous part of the meeting, evaluation, where I have to give constructive feedback to everyone while encouraging you. Starting with essay. Oh, first of all, the meeting started on time, 4 o'clock, which was quite commendable because of the rain and everything else. So, starting with essay, you started with an energizing activity. You had clap. You said you had 2 teams, and then you had them clap whenever you point at them. So that was a good energizing activity, and everyone probably woke up from the rain and the lazy weather. One improvement for you, you have a very smiling face. So once you came during the Convo Master, I saw that you were very smiling. So I think you can start your essay address as well with a huge smile. And that way, everyone else will be put on comfortable and will be at ease. Oh, Raffle is smiling. I can also smile now. So you command the first minute of the meeting. So if you are smiling, everyone else will be smiling. That is one area of improvement for you. But overall, your role, everything explained rules well. So it was a good essay address. One I wanted to point out for the entire audience is that I noticed that until and unless the role taker came on stage, everyone remained clapping. So that was something that's very encouraging for someone who is coming on stage, and that's something that I want to commend really well. I am not. I am not able to pinpoint who it was before, but once Vishnu came on, sat at the audience, he was one I noticed was clapping constantly until and unless the person came here, had the mic, and then I left. So thank you, Vishnu. Moving on to our PO and VP at Arundhati Basu. You had the guest intro with Srinath, and then you gave him few one-liners. He made, I'm sure he would have felt very welcome coming here, as I have felt and everyone else has felt. And you also set the tone for Bright Hearts as an emerging club, which I feel like if you're giving the PO address, we have to set the tone for the club. This is what the club is. And you mentioned about it's an emerging and strong club, and we are all building a strong community. So I think those two things are really important for a PO, and you ticked off both of them. I have no pointers improvement for you. Moving on to the T-Mod. For all of your stories, I thought your stories were really engaging. You talked about your fear of airport, which I felt was more of irrational, not unknown, but I wanted to listen to more of your stories. Your story about airport and your story about office. I think one of them was office, right? And so they were all hooking in the sense that I wanted to keep listening to you. One area of improvement for you would be the entire theme and the stories felt abrupt. At the end of it, I felt, okay, so what? So when you talked about your story about an airport, I was thinking, okay, you had fear and then you went to the airport, but what of it? Should I take something from it to learn from it? Or is there a conclusion, or how are you today? Similarly, for conclusion as well, you talked about the fear and then you handed the stage back to Convo Master. You could have added something like, we are all afraid, but we should all overcome it. If not motivational, you can add funny as well. You can add something like, fear is something that we all have. So live with fear and enjoy. Something either to take away or to conclude will be very necessary. Otherwise, I'll be kept thinking, okay, so what or now what? Next, we have the tag role. First of all, timer, R counter, grammarian, all three of you incorporated theme, which is always very interesting to see from tag reports. So I wanted to comment on that. Timer, I felt, I wanted to give a special highlight for you. You felt very nervous when you came on stage for the first time. You told me during the break as well. But I told you to make eye contact to feel comfortable, and you did that. So I could see you took it to the next level and you tried to get comfortable. You looked at me, looked at Vishnu, or whoever you were talking to, you gave them the eye contact, telling, you know what, I was nervous before, but now I'm not nervous. So that was really nice to notice for me. Only one area of improvement for you, I would say, when you're coming on stage for the first time, keep the board there so that you can handle all three cards much more easily. R counter, same, I would say, make eye contact. So when you were giving the R counter report, you were looking only at the report. So when you're telling someone, look at them at the face and tell them, oh, you had this or you had that, so that they'll understand where they made mistake, or I'm being talked to right now, so I need to pay attention. So that eye contact is really helpful. But you incorporate theme, you felt very comfortable on stage, so that was a really well done role. Grammarian, again, you incorporate theme. You had an interesting story in the beginning. You used the example of your two teachers and who you want to be. That set up the stage really well for what is up for coming for me to notice. Oh, you know what? Wasim is going to be like his new teacher that he admires. And this is how he wants his grammarian role to come off. So that was really nice for me to see. And you ticked off all the grammarian roles, so no areas of improvement for you. Really well done. Finally, Sketcher. Really fun drawings. I loved all of them, even though I could not guess all of them. Once you gave me the answer, I thought, oh yeah, that is what the drawing was. So good drawings and good engaging activity. Only thing I would say in the beginning, you did not mention as in what your role is supposed to be entirely. I think you talked about, oh yeah, I am a sketcher and you will evaluate drawings. But then I was still left a little confused. Okay, how will it exactly go about, or what am I supposed to expect out of this role? So that's the only area of improvement for you. Moving on to evaluators. First evaluator, Toastmaster Prabsimran, you gave a really good evaluation. You had good examples. You had the impact of what that example should be. So you covered all the tick marks of what a good evaluation should be. You had the point, you had the example, and you gave the impact. Okay, this person had humor in this story, and that made it charming. So the charming part means, oh, you are adding why that humor was important in the speech. I would say only one area of improvement for you would be to have a conclusion. And why that is important is because that conclusion is where the summary is, and that's what the person will take away. So have a conclusion which is both constructive and encouraging so that the other person wants to come on stage next time also. Second evaluator, Toastmaster Charvi. Same, you had all the good highlights and all of the examples also you gave. One area of improvement, I felt for an icebreaker, adding pauses is a little more difficult of an area of improvement. I think icebreaker is focused more on writing rather than being more confident on stage. So, and pauses comes with confidence and comfort on stage. So that is, for an icebreaker, something else could have been a better option, which I'll tell once it comes to him. Finally, third evaluator, you did a really wonderful job for a first evaluator. You gave really descriptive examples about how he used essay activities to add in his speech and how you enacted, oh, run away, run away. So you used really descriptive examples. So I also, if I forgot what the speech was about or what the speech had, I was like, oh yeah, this is what there was in speech. One area of improvement I would have impact in your speech. So the way I mentioned for Prabh Simran, she mentioned humor, and why that humor is important in speech, because it makes the speech charming. So have something like, oh, you know what, your body language is missing. And because your body language is missing, I felt story could have been more descriptive or imaginative. Something to add, okay, this point is important because this is how the speech will get improved if you use this or because of your highlight. One more area of improvement, slow down. You went on a Shatabdi till nowhere and then just ran through the entire speech like Usain Bolt. Slow down, one by one, all of them give it, and then the other person will also have plenty of time to absorb all of that. Finally, my speakers. First speaker, Toastmaster Abhishek. My God, what a loud, clear, confident voice. I came with, I think Vishnu mentioned, I came at that same time, and then you were practicing, good evening, Toastmasters. And that loud and clear voice came across really well. It did not feel like it was your first icebreaker. It felt like you were very confident on stage, and you had really compelling story. You talked about how in various stages of life, you had fear of public speaking with examples as well. So I kept thinking, okay, how will he overcome his fear of public speaking? What will happen next? So your writing was really descriptive and you seemed very confident. I would say keep coming on stage with your brilliant storytelling and keep making us be in awe. Second speaker, Toastmaster Madhur. You obviously, like Chavi mentioned, funny one-liners. Teamwork is important. And you mentioned, my mom gave a tight slap. And you also taught me, so this was a very interesting thing. For your icebreaker, you taught me about your varied interests, about how you are an explorer at heart and you have tried so many things, while at the same time teaching me the importance of exploring. So not only did I get to know you, I also understood, okay, why exploring is important. So you achieved two objectives with that. Really well done. Only one area of improvement for you. When you talked about your office Navi, you talked more about Navi and not your experience in Navi. So it should be about you and what you learned and what you felt in Navi, as opposed to, oh, Navi does this, Navi does that. That will be missing. Final speaker, Toastmaster Gautam. You set the problem statement really well. You mentioned, I will be talking about my fear of public speaking. And then you mentioned various examples of, this is an example of how I was afraid. Your school example, you were on stage and then you want to run away. And then finally you had a moment where you changed. It was 11:20. That person was not here. Now I have to take over. Then itself I knew, okay, something is about to change in Gautam. This is the moment where he changes. So you had this setup really well done. Your writing was really well done. The only area of improvement I would say, mention about what has changed. After that 11:20, whatever you did as essay and activities, what does a new Gautam look like? Does this new Gautam take up more roles here and without fear? Does this new Gautam feel more comfortable networking in office? What does that Gautam look like? A whole picture would make me realize, okay, this is the new Gautam and this is how he has changed after that event. Finally, Convo Master Pragati, good conduction. You encouraged them really well. You made sure they had some topics to talk about, and then you gave them in the middle of it one more topic so that they don't stand there in silence. The only area of improvement I would say, for me, I felt like more scenario-based questions would have been better as opposed to quotes or fear of society or that. Something like, oh, look at, you are standing in a party and you see two people dancing in a very bad way. So then now these two people will talk about what they are seeing. That or that creates more organic conversation as opposed to talking about one particular topic. Other than that, you had good topics. Other than that, you had good encouraging, and you were also smiling. So that felt really nice to see. That's it from my side. We will go on to voting now. The voting link is bit.ly vote 2. With that, I will welcome the very courageous Toastmaster Arundhati.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rahul. I think that were very relatable feedback that we all can take back and implement. Thank you very much. As we compile the results, I would love to hear from our two guests in the room, starting up with Jagdeep. If you would like to come on and share your feedback about how you felt about today's meeting. You can hold it.
So I've been evaluating a couple of clubs here, and this one in particular,
No worries, carry on.
yeah. So like when the session started, I heard stories which were very relatable, and like the experiences that people shared. It was more like experience sharing in the initial part of it, and I could relate to most of them. And there were multiple uh, uh, speakers who had presented in a very good way. Like I don't recall names, like I am very bad with names, but there was really good energy. There were really good phrases that were used, very interesting uses of words, phrases, and stuff like that. So overall, it felt really good, like very interesting and very good energy overall. So I really liked it.
Thank you very much, Jagdeep, for sharing your feedback. We are so glad that you liked the meeting. I will always remember bipolar boss. Now, I must just watch out for that in my workspace, right? And I'd like to call upon Anmol to come and share his feedback. You can pin this.
Hi, hi. Like the minute I came in, Arundhati said hi, and I was thinking like, do I know this person? So like my point is, she was so enthusiastic, and like after even during the meeting, she in between the breaks, she was making a point to like talk to everybody. I think that was very nice. That's something probably I want to like build that on. But yeah, apart from that, I really liked the entire meeting. It was really nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anmol. I could see him, right, that he's come through the rain only to make it to this meeting. And that's not easy because today, given the whole world's virtually available, if it's raining, you can actually do everything from home. But in spite of that, yourself, Anmol, and everybody here chose to come here today for the meeting. Just shows how much you really want to work on yourself. So well done. On that note, before we move on to the results, I have 4 announcements to make. So if I miss any, you've got to tell me that 4 are not done yet, right? So let's start off. Firstly, let me do a quick check. Srinath, you can hear me, right? Yeah, I just knew I have a loud one. Okay, the first one is next Sunday, we have a speech marathon called Elevate, where we will have 8 speakers and 8 evaluators come and present their stories and their feedback in front of you. It is not only just 8 speakers and 8 evaluators, but this is also a contest in its own form, which means out of the 8 speakers, we will have a best speaker, like a winner and a first runner-up, as well as for the evaluators, we have a winner and a first runner-up, and there is cash prize for all of these winners and runner-up. So, for the 8 speakers, of course, speech slots are full. So, the speakers who opted for the speech slot, please work with your mentors. I've already communicated that. Make sure you're ready. For ones who want to take up evaluator from Bright Hearts as well as HSR, for Bright Hearts, the eligibility is you should have completed minimum 2 speeches. And HSR, of course, everybody is qualified. So, please do share in your names with me from Bright Hearts and for HSR with Chandrama. Looking forward to having everyone at Elevate next Sunday. How many? Okay, that's announcement 1. Announcement 2. How many of you remember day 1? Day 1 meeting of Bright Hearts Toastmasters. Let me see who doesn't. Right. So when we had day 1, I think for all of us, it was very emotional, a lot of nostalgia, and we want to carry on the legacy. So we will be soon coming up with our newsletter known as Bright Beginnings. That's what we are looking at. It really resembles what we've gone through as a club. It was an excellent beginning, and we're only looking forward to the journey. Now, we will be reaching out to different people to get different types of articles, inputs, help in getting the newsletter together. So watch out this space. It will be communicated to you as time goes by. Of course, our PR, Toastmaster Arna, Toastmaster Akshay, as well as Toastmaster Pranjal, they'd be the ones who'd reach out to you, and we should all give our newsletter a lot of love. Third announcement. Third announcement is that 15th December's meeting is going to be an online only meeting. The meeting will be online only. It'll be a normal format where we'll have speakers, where we'll have evaluators, all of it. But when the nominations open, please be mindful that 15th December's meeting is online. It will be mostly at the same time. Are we good? So Vishnu is just reminding me that I better get my announcements in order. So the 4th announcement is just a little bit to Bright Hearts. Just make sure that you Keep in mind to let us, that is Akshay or I, know if in case you're missing any meetings, please come on time. We want to encourage the culture that we have incorporated in Bright Hearts, right? So just be mindful of that. Right. So on that note, let's move on to the winners, right? Let me just quickly grab. Thank you very much, Charvi. I think everybody played an excellent role today in making the meeting a real success. Starting off with our best auxiliary role player, Timer Priyansh, Usha as our counter, Wasim as grammarian, and Siddharth as sketcher. I loved it all. The winner today is Toastmaster Wasim Faisal. Wasim, I don't know about your grammar teacher, but we can tell you today that our grammar teacher in you was so good. You had very nice capturing of what were the good usage, great recommendation on what we could improve, and of course, a very courageous word of the day in courage. So well done. Congratulations, Wasim. Okay. Best table topic. Now, this is going to be fun because it was in pairs. But today's winner is Toastmaster Neville and guest Jagdeep. Okay. That's what happens when you have a counselor in your boss. Congratulations, gentlemen. You can share it. I must just say that I thoroughly enjoyed that story of, both of you and whatever you were trying to bring on to the stage. Neville, when you get that bonus, please share it with all of us. Give us a bit samosas on Neville, so watch out. Best evaluator this evening is, we had three fantastic evaluators in Prab, Charvi and Srinath, and the winner is Prab Simran Kaur. Yay! Congratulations. Prab, I think your confidence is so reflective when you evaluate, but today I loved the observations and the recommendations you had for Abhishek. Very well done. So nice to see you back and in your game. So well done. All right then. So today we went beyond fear, didn't we? And then now it's time to move on to the best role player. So we had three exceptional role players in TMOD Vishnu, and our Convo Master Pragati, and our General Evaluator Rahul. And the winner is Toastmaster Vishnu Pradeep. Congratulations. Vishnu, it's always a pleasure listening to you. Firstly, the voice, we can all admit, is very nice. But I think today, I agree with Rahul. We all enjoyed your stories. And next time you see the security officer, just remember you won best role player because of him. So then I think you'll feel a little less afraid of any beeps. But that was fantastic, Vishnu. Thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, moving on to the best speaker. Today we heard three stories from Toastmaster Abhishek, Toastmaster Madhur, and Toastmaster Gautam of their journeys. And the winner today is Toastmaster Madhur Padle. Congratulations, Madhur. I must just first start by saying you can tell your mother now that breaking that expensive lamp got you best speaker at Bright Hearts. But jokes aside, Madhur, thoroughly enjoyed everything that you brought out on stage today. We all got to know you better. I think we can collectively agree that we know some bits about Madhur and looking forward to many more stories. Thank you very much. All right. So, Dropal, would you please click us a picture? I'm going to come and not injure Neville and stand here. If any of us are not in frame, you're responsible. Just FYI.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, take it from the right angle, the triangle. Thank you. Thank you very much. Many congratulations to the winners. Before we wrap up, one quick thing for anybody at Bright Hearts who hasn't yet selected a pathway. Please make sure that you log on to Basecamp on toastmasters.org. Select your pathway, and if you have any confusions, any doubts, please make sure that you reach out to either Akshay or myself. We'd be more than happy to tell you what needs to be done, right? Everybody, by end of this week, we need all our Bright Heart members to have selected their path. So please make sure you have done that. On that note, I am hoping on time. I hereby close meeting number 10 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters.